Welcome back to the Law and Crime Network, everybody. This is Jesse Weber. They're taking a break now in the Todd Kendhammer case out of Wisconsin. Now what you just saw was that interrogation tape where Todd Kendhammer is explaining what happened. Do you believe him? Let's talk with Adam Sostrin, criminal defense attorney for this morning. Again, they're really pressuring him, saying, look, Todd, what you're saying doesn't match up to her injuries. Correct. You say a pipe went through the windshield. How do you explain the abrasions? How do you explain the contusions? How do you explain the damage to her neck? How do you explain it? And he can't do it.
He can't do it. He can't do it. He can't come up with a good explanation. They're talking about inconsistencies, all these things. And one of the things that bothers me whenever I watch any of these kind of confessions or these videos that happen is they go so far that at some point the investigator should say, hey, we're placing you under arrest. Anything you say can be used against you. I'm assuming that's going to come up that may come up at some point in this video here, but that's sort of a problem with these interviews. They go a little bit too far. They get too much information.
Don't they want him to confess? Isn't that what it's really going at?
They do want him to confess, but at some point they establish enough probable cause to make the arrest, to say, okay, hey, stop. That's what I would at least prefer as a defense attorney when I watch some of these things. We know what they're doing. We know that they think this is the right person. Make the arrest. You have probable cause, and then the suspect has an opportunity.
Do you think they knew going in that he might have been a suspect, or do you think they wanted to go in and just know what happened here?
Absolutely. I think that the biggest part of the prosecution's case, like understandably, if we just had this husband who seems so aggrieved, so hurt by what occurred, and his performance, or at least his statements to the officers, seems so legitimate, that's something. That's at least something for him. But the problem was they came up with evidence that showed that the pipe hit the windshield once before it went through the windshield again. They knew that prior to taking, I'm assuming they knew that prior to taking this person's statement. So they had enough evidence to show, okay, this pipe going into the windshield doesn't seem, so realistic to us, and he's not able to explain anything.
Well, what about the fact that he can't explain why he was actually in the car? That he said, look, what you said, your reason for being in the car, for going to this guy's house, to get your windshield fixed, it's a lie, Todd. It's a lie. Right. What did you think?
Well, it doesn't make any sense. The idea that, for instance, you make a plan with somebody, and then you're going to do something about that plan 3 months later to fix the windshield. It doesn't make sense. People don't do that. People don't behave that way. So that wasn't a good alibi, at least for him to come up with. Another reason for the fact that he should have had an attorney. An attorney probably would have told him, don't say anything. He already made an initial statement at the crime scene. And that's what happens. They go on and on and on. They give various inconsistent statements because that's what happens when you interview somebody for hours on end. Who knows how long this video is.
Well, I'll tell you what, we just found out that it's going to be about another 2 hours for this video.
There you go.
So it's going to be interesting to watch.
Right.
The court is taking a 15-minute break now. And this idea that the motive. There's a lack of motive here.
Right.
Why would he do this? He goes, why would I do this? I have no reason to do this.
Right.
I've been married to her for 25 years.
25 years.
Why would I do this? And again, as I said earlier, when we had Julie Rendeman on, she said if he wanted to kill his wife, wasn't there another way he could have done it than staging a fake car accident?
Right, right. And that's something that's sort of, in a way, helpful to the defense. I mean, it is such a bizarre freak occurrence. But yeah, the fact of the matter is that there is no clear motive. I don't know anything about any witnesses that are going to testify that there was any domestic violence going on in the household. I don't know anything about that. So the bottom line is it's a trial where we don't get to know those things. But the prosecution doesn't have to establish some sort of DV-related motive, some cheating motive. All they have to show is this appears to be a planned killing, and they don't need that other information. But it would help their case. I think that's probably why they were asking, anything going on at the home.
Yeah. Adam Sostrin making some really good points. I want to show, actually, this is the dash cam footage from this case. We saw it earlier in the week. This is, again, we keep seeing this video of Todd Kendhammer, what the remarks that he made, the statements that he made after this event took place, after this accident happened. So I want to play you now the dash cam footage, and when we come back, we'll have more analysis, we'll have more coverage, both of this and as well as the Xavier Dobson case, which is also on break as well. But here is the dash cam footage from this case.